know I used to paint, Donald.
You were the WPA.
Oh, no, you see, I used to paint all the time, but then I just started to...
It happened again. Everywhere I went, there was someone following me.
Nonsense, Ed. It's your imagination.
No. It happens every time I go out to deliver candy.
Maybe he wants a piece of candy.
It's okay for you to laugh, Grandma, but he keeps following me.
I was followed by the Russia.
Of course, Mr. Kollenkoff. You see, Ed, the whole thing is in your head.
Well, maybe.
Ah, here it is. Mr. Penn, just put it right here. Ah, here we are.
Aloha, where are you?
Honey?
Darling! I'm sorry I'm late, Mr. Kollenkoff. I couldn't find my slippers.
We have a hard night for time, Aloha. Remember, art is only achieved with perspiration.
Oh, that's wonderful, Mr. Kollenkoff. Did you hear that, Grandma? Art is only achieved through perspiration.
Yes, but it helps if you have a little talent to go with it. Only made 2 bullseyes last night. Got to do better than that.
Are you ready? We begin with pirouette. Pirouette.
Come on. Come on.
Pirouette. Come on, it has been 8 years now. Onto a shot. Onto a shot. See, Grandma, you did not relax the stallion in Russia. He saw relax, and what happened to him?
He was too late.
Yes. If the
Mr. Kollenkoff!
If the Tsar had not relaxed, the Grand Duchess would not be selling baked beans in Times Square today.
Mr. Kollenkoff!
Oh, I'm sorry. We go back to pirouette.
Could you pull in your stomach, Mr. Penna? Ah, that's it. Mrs. Sycamore? Mrs. Sycamore?
Good evening.
How do you do?
How do you do? Sorry, my mother is currently seeing her mother for the moment. She's felt under the weather, but she will be back next time we visit.
Very.
Oh, dear. We thought this was going to be tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night.
What?
No. It's perfectly all right. Just make yourselves at home. It's fine. Yeah.
Oh, we were just having a quiet evening at home.
Tony, how could you have done such a thing? I'm sorry, Father. I could have swore that it was tonight.
No. I weren't doing a thing.
Just a quiet evening at home. Nothing special. Oh, I'll let you here. Alice, dear. Oh, what is it, Mother? Come downstairs, dear. We have a surprise for you. All right.
May I take your wrap, Mrs. Kirby?
Well, thank you. If you're perfectly sure that we're not.
Oh, no. Do not be alarmed, Mrs. Kirby. They're perfectly harmless.
Yes.
Ed, take them into the kitchen.
Of course, we're so used to
Ed,
having.
get them in the kitchen.
Of course, we're so used to having them around the house that sometimes we completely.
Tony, I feel very uncomfortable about this. How could you have gotten the wrong night?
I'm sorry, Father. I just really...
It was very careless of you. Very.
Oh, now anybody can make mistakes, Mr. Kirby.
That's all.
Thank you, Grandma. Perhaps you'd like to introduce me to everyone, Mrs. Sycamore. I'm very What woman with the toga?
Oh, dear. This is Miss DePenna.
How do you do?
Miss DePenna, will you please tell Paul to come down and tell him to be sure. Oh, yes, Grandma?
Miss DePenna, would you please tell Mr. Sycamore that Mr. and Mrs. Kirby are here?
And be sure to tell him to put his hands on.
Well, now do be seated, Mr. Kirby. Make yourself comfortable.
Thank you.
Well, so, Mr. Kirby, how do you suppose business conditions are improving? I mean, do you think we're very well out of the depression?
I believe so. Broadly speaking, of course. Industry right now is operating at 64%, as opposed to 82% in 1925. But then again, in 1929, we all know what happened, and
That may seem a little strange to you folks, but she's not quite accountable for her actions. A friend of Penny's. She came over for dinner and was overcome by the heat.
Oh, yes, you know, some people feel it more than others. Perhaps I'd better see if she's all right. Please excuse me.
yes.
I'm very hungry.
No, thank you.
Oh, dear, I completely forgot. How rude of. Oh,
And this is Alice's father, Mr. Sycamore.
oh.
How do you do?
I hope you'll forgive my appearance.
This is Sycamore. This busy time of year. Just before the 4th of July, he's always working.
Oh, darling, I'm the most dull-witted person on earth. I thought it was tonight.
Tony, I don't know. Have you all been acquainted?
Yes, indeed.
Oh my goodness, how rude of me. Oh, I'll think about getting you all dinner. And tell Donald to go down to the A&P and get a half dozen bottles of beer and some canned salmon. Do you like canned salmon, Mrs. Kirby? No. You can have frankfurters if you'd rather.
But Mother, Mr. Kirby has indigestion.
Oh dear, I'm so sorry. Oh dear. How about frankfurters?
All right, Harbison, can we call this scene? I apologize.
Come on, the
but this
tent,
is-
right now. I'm like,
My mom's here with the aquarium and the dog.
All right. Okay, and action.
Mrs. Sycamore? What, Reba?
Good evening. Oh, good heavens.
How do you do?
Oh.
We're not too early, are we?
No, it's perfect, all right. Come right in. We're happy to see you.
Yes, except we thought it was to be tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night.
What?
No, it's perfectly all right. Just make yourselves at home.
Yes, we're just having a quiet evening at home.
Tony, how could you have done such a thing?
I'm sorry, Father. I could have sworn it was tonight.
Really, we weren't doing a thing.
Yes, just quiet evening at home, nothing special. I'll tell Alice that you're here. Alice, dear. Come downstairs, dear. We have a surprise for you.
Well, Mr. Kirby, this is Alice's mother, Mrs. Sycamore. Essie's sister, Mrs. Carmichael. I mean Alice's sister, Mrs. Carmichael. Mr. Carmichael, Mr. Kolikoff, and Miss DePenna.
How do
Tony, I feel very uncomfortable about this. How could you have done this? It's stupid, immature.
I'm really sorry, Father. I just thought for sure that it was tonight.
It was very careless of you. Very!
Oh, now anybody can make a mistake, Mr. Kirby.
I have to.
I don't understand.
Mr. Kirby, do sit down. Make yourself comfortable.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Kirby,
You were saying something, Mrs. Vanderhoff?
so Mr. Kirby, how do you suppose we're faring in the depression? Do you think we're well out of the depression, Mr. Kirby?
I think so. Broadly speaking, of course. Industry is operating at 64% of its regular capacity, as opposed to 82% in 1925. Of course, in 1929, we all know what happened.
Woo!
That may seem a little strange to you folks, but she's not quite accountable for her actions. A friend of Penny's, she came to dinner and was overcome by the heat.
Oh, yes, you know, some people feel it more than others. Perhaps I'd better see if she's all right. Please excuse me.
Where's Alice?
I feel Mr. Sycamore is taking a long time. Is that usual?
Yes, he gets very into his work. Oh. Doll, could you clean this up, please? We don't want anybody to hurt themselves.
Oh, and I'm sorry to trouble you, but snakes happen to be...
Oh, Ed, take them into the kitchen.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm careless, man.
Oh,
Oh my God!
Hey, Fraser, real quick, please do not mess up with those snakes. I know that you did that last time, but seriously,
Seriously, Grandma will be very upset with you.
yeah, they are arranged perfectly, so.
Well, they were. I don't know how my mother had them. There you go. Thank you very much.
Oh, Fraser, also, well, I don't know what kind of shoes you're going to be wearing, but try not to, make it sound like a basketball court. With your tennis shoes squeaking.
Someone should help you get the door. Yeah, thank you. Oh, Penny, how about some dinner for these folks? They've come for dinner, you know.
oh, yes, of course. And... Oh, please don't bother. You're really not hungry at all. Oh, it sounds a bit of a bother. And... Tell Donald to go down to the AP and get a half dozen bottles of beer and some canned salmon. Do you like canned salmon, Mr. Kirby?
Please don't trouble Miss Sycamore. I have a little indigestion.
Oh, dear, I'm sorry. How about you, Mrs. Kirby? Do you like canned salmon? Oh, I'm very fond of it.